Hey everybody, welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123 and in this video I'm going to be kind of doing a bit of like confession time. Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. Actually, it's really embarrassing, but anyway, I was kind of thinking of like ideas for videos on the channel, and I know a lot of you like the whole confession time and story time videos, so I thought, what could I talk about and what could I confess? Like, I'm not a major bad person or anything, so like I don't have anything like really awful to confess, but I do have weird things that I could confess. So basically I asked Nathan, my fiance, and I was like, basically told him the subject matter, and I said, is this too weird to tell people on the internet? And he was like, yeah, it's a bit weird, you shouldn't probably tell people. And because he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him then. Just because I'm a rebel, and if he thinks it's weird, then you know, I'm thinking, yeah, he thinks it's weird, other people are going to think it's weird, then that will make a good confession video. Because, you know, like confession videos, right, they're either really weird confessions or really bad. And as I say, I'm not that bad a person, so I haven't got any bad stuff. But I've got plenty of weird stuff that I can confess. So, there we go. So, the subject matter, just going to have a little drink of my water. The subject matter of this video is... such a weird thing I'm going to be talking about right now. It's basically about me being a secret toilet snacker. Okay. Whew. Okay, right. So basically, it all started when I was younger, when I was at school. Now, not junior school. It started when I was 11 at high school, okay? And basically, I was a chubby child, and as you can see, I'm still a bit chubby, okay, but you know, bit of meat on the bone, as they say. But basically, I was always very like chubby, and I was really paranoid about people watching me eat food. Now, I don't know if anyone else has, you know, had these kind of thoughts. I know there are people out there who don't like eating in front of people as well, but mine just wasn't that. It was like extremely bad. Like I wouldn't even eat, like, I don't know, a biscuit in front of someone. It was that bad. If I was in public, like, I was reasonably okay eating in front of people, like in my house, like with my family, but even then I still felt a bit uncomfortable. But when I was in public, it was extremely bad. Like, I just didn't want people to see me eating. I couldn't even like talk about food. Like, you know, if your friend would be like, oh, I had a pizza last night, it was so good, what did you have for dinner? And I'd be like, I can't remember, and just change the subject. So I didn't even want to talk about food. You know, obviously, you know, in a deep kind of, you know, looking back, psychological reason, it was obvious because I was like so paranoid about my body shape and my weight, you know. That was why I suppose I didn't want people to think, you know, oh, she's so chubby, she's so fat because she's eating this and she's eating that and she eats too much. And I think because of that, I just didn't want to talk about food whatsoever. I didn't want to have people watch me eat at all. So basically, when it would come to lunchtime at school, I would not eat in front of anybody. Okay, so what I used to do, oh my god, this is where the confession part starts. I would go into the toilets at school and eat my lunch. So yeah, I had a little box with my little sandwiches in, and I would sit in the toilet cubicle and eat. And if you're thinking right about now, ugh, that's disgusting, that is gross, you weirdo, you're probably right. We're definitely right. It's definitely gross. It's definitely gross and disgusting. The toilet isn't the nicest place to, you know, have a little lunch, do you know what I mean? Or any meal, for that matter. But it was just somewhere, obviously, I had to eat because I was hungry, but I didn't want to eat, you know, in front of anybody. So that was kind of like my solution, like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go and eat in the toilet. So I'd done it that kind of once or twice, and then it just got more and more to a point where that's all I did all the time. And my friends would always be like, you know, don't you eat lunch? Like, you're not hungry? And I'd be like, oh, no, you know, I had a nice big breakfast, which I hadn't have, because I couldn't eat breakfast in the morning. It just made me feel sick. So they just kind of had in their mind that I'd had this big breakfast and I wasn't hungry, and, oh, you know, I've got dinner later, don't worry about it. But reality was that I was eating in the day. I was just eating in the toilet, far away from everybody else. And it's really weird because, like, you sit there and you're eating your lunch and it's like, oh, it's so disgusting. But you can hear, like, things happening in the other cubicles, which isn't very nice. And sometimes what I would do, so like to disguise the sounds, because I didn't want to hear the sounds of people peeing and pooing, I would take my headphones with me in my bag. I just put my music on. I had a little Walkman cassette player, and I would just sit there with my music on, and I'd be like, and I used to eat as fast as I could. Like, it was like super quick eating, because I didn't want to be in the toilet too long, because otherwise they'd be thinking, what's up with Laura? She's in the toilet for like 20 minutes every day at lunchtime. So I'd literally like gobble it down, like, you know. So that was weird, you know. But that didn't stop. Like, when I left school, I kind of thought, this is silly. I've just got to start eating in front of people. And I remember having a chat actually with my grandma, bless her, and I remember telling her, and I said, I don't like it. I don't like eating in front of people. She was like, stop being silly. Everyone eats. You know, you're going to draw more attention to yourself if you don't eat, you know, in front of people, which is obviously true. Because it was starting to draw attention a bit. People were like weirded out that I never ate in front of people, and they were noticing. And the more they'd notice, the more I'd lie about why I wasn't eating and stuff. So yeah, it kind of escalated and just got worse. I never told any of my friends the truth until kind of later on at high school. I told two of my friends about it. I said, look, I'll be honest with you, I don't like eating in front of people. I've got a bit of an issue. And they used to be really like understanding and stuff, so that was cool, but no one else ever knew. But grandma said to me, like, when you get older you will have to eat in front of people. Like, I always used to remember she'd say to me, Mums, if you meet a boy and they want to take you out for a meal, you can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to eat in front of them. So yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, it basically went to college. After I left school, I went to college, and I remember like first day in the canteen, you know, it's like a new start, new people around me. I was obviously a bit older, and by then actually I'd lost a bit of weight, so I was starting to look a bit more slim and stuff like that. But I remember sitting in that canteen on the first day, and everyone was just like, you know, getting to know each other, hanging out, you know, and getting you all your, you know, your seat and stuff. And you know, people started getting their lunch out their bags, and others would go up to like the canteen bit and order their food. And I was so hungry, but once again it come back to me that I just can't do this. I can't eat in front of people. It's like hell. It's like torture. Even though no one is probably even noticing, you know, they're probably not even looking at it. Well, maybe the odd person is, but in general, like, they're just getting on with their thing. They're eating their food, or they're chatting, or whatever, or they're perving at the good-looking people walking past. They're not sitting looking at me eating a cheese sandwich. But for some reason, right, in my head, in my mind, I'm just like obsessed with this thing that everyone, even strangers, are all looking at me like that. Like, she's eating this, no wonder why she's fat, she's eating that. And it wouldn't matter, like, my grandma used to say, all right, well, if you're paranoid about eating, like, chips or something, which is obviously unhealthy, why don't you sit there with a nice salad? Why don't you have some fruit? And I used to kind of, like, I'll be honest, like, at college, I used to take, like, some fruit in, and I tried that. And I remember a few times, like, I'll be honest with you, I did manage, like, an apple, like, now and again. But even then, I used to sit there, and instead of people, like, eating an apple, like, I just used to, like, just be really awkward with it. Like, I'd sit and play with the apple, like, just to avoid eating it. Like, I'd be holding the food, like, which was hard enough, and then I'd be like, little nibbles, and then I'd play with the apple. It's really weird. But I just couldn't handle it. It was just freaking me out. So once again, I went through school and college, pretty much not eating in front of anyone. It was just weird. Like, even now I look back and I think, God, people must have, you know, the ones, apart from the ones that I told, the other ones must have thought something was up, okay? They must have. And so that was that. And then obviously, you know, you get older, you start to go to work and things like that, and you start to go on dates and things like that. And, you know, luckily, none of the guys that I dated in the past, well, apart from one, had ever actually wanted to take me out for a meal. Like, I was lucky if they'd go to the pub, do you know what I mean, for a drink. So I didn't have, like, loads of romantic meals offered to me, which was lucky, obviously. But I remember going on one, and I don't think we ever went for another meal again, because I just hated it. I just sat there, I was uncomfortable, and I didn't want to eat anything, and I ordered, like, the thing with, like, the least on it, you know. It was horrible, and yeah, I just don't like eating in front of people. And, you know, like, it's really weird. I'll be honest, it's really weird, but it's the way it is. So basically, this week I had a day off work, And I thought I would spend the day on my own, having a bit of Laura time. And I literally left the house really early, and I thought I'd literally spend the day in the library on my own, reading my book, chilling out in the library, and go shopping and stuff like that. Just some me time. Only problem, I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to go all day, because I was going out like really early in the morning with no food. Like, how am I going to eat? Like, you know, clearly I've got a bit of meat on the bone, so I'm not gonna like shrivel up or anything. But obviously, if you don't eat, for me anyway, I get like, you know, really unwell if I don't eat. I get lightheaded, I feel sick and stuff like that. I also get migraines, so I have to make sure like I'm eating like throughout the day and drinking lots of water and stuff, because otherwise I get migraine, lightheaded, etc. So I was like, I've got to eat something when I go out, you know. So that morning I got up extra early and I made some little cheese sandwiches. God, I made some little cheese sandwiches. I put it in a little bag, and so basically it got to like 11 o'clock. I was starving, and I was sitting in the library, and I basically thought, it's now time, I need to eat. And so I went to the toilets in Southend Library. There's like, I'm on one, I've got to count how many toilets there are now. One downstairs. Okay, so there's about 3 lots of toilets, and they've all got a lot of toilets in each one, which is great. But I basically went to the first toilet, and I could hear someone in there, and I was like, nah. So I come out of that like toilets, and then I went to another lot of toilets, and there was no one in there. You know, all the doors are open. You know, there's no one in there. I was like, got a toilet, there's no one in here. And I just literally sat there on, like, by the way, I don't sit on the toilet, like I'm not having a wee or a poo or nothing. I literally pull the seat down, so it's like a little chair. And I just shut the door, and I just got my bag out, and I was sitting eating my sandwich, and I just felt like really upset. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, you know, I'm 37 years of age, and I'm still sitting like a secret toilet snacker, hence the name of this title of this video. It's a secret toilet snacker sitting eating this little cheese sandwich on a toilet, you know, in a cubicle. And it just kind of, you know, look, it got to me, upset me a bit. And I just thought, why don't I just stop being an idiot, right? Put this in my bag, go outside and sit on a bench, because you can't eat in the library, obviously. I'll just sit in, you know, on the bench outside. It'll be fine. And, you know, I put the bag, like, with the sandwich, like the rest of the sandwich, in my bag. I got up and I was like, right, I'm going to eat the rest. Outside, you know, like normal people do. And I got outside, and I just couldn't do it. I sat down on the bench, opened my bag, and I just saw these people walking past, and I was like, no way, I cannot do this. I cannot eat a cheese sandwich or anything in front of all these people in public. I just can't do it. So I just put it back in my bag, and I was really hungry. And I could have gone back in the toilet and finished it off, but I didn't. I just went shopping, take my mind off of being hungry. And clearly when I got home that day, I made up for it. Like, I had a pizza and everything, but anyway, that's not very healthy, is it? But I was just so starving. But yeah, I just wondered if anyone else is like me. Like, have you ever had where you don't want to eat in front of people? Like, does eating in front of people in restaurants make you uncomfortable? Or you know, eating around, you know, your partner or friends? Were you ever like me at school or college where you couldn't eat in front of people? I find it really fascinating, because I do want to know if it is just me, if anyone else does eat in a toilet. I asked Nathan about it, and I was like, do you think lots of people do it? And he was like, I don't think so. But we don't know. You don't know until you do kind of these videos and stuff and talk about it. You don't know if there's others like you. I hope there is, because, you know, not that I encourage people to go and sit in toilets and eat their food, but it'd just be nice to know that I'm not alone in my toilet eating habits. But like, I know, like, I get really, really nervous about Christmas dinners, like work Christmas dinners. Hate it. Every single Christmas, whatever job I've had, they have like a, you know, a Christmas dinner, and the bosses come down, and you go to a restaurant, and I just literally, I can't get out of that one. I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. But I can't, because, you know, my bosses come down and it looked really bad. Don't want to lose my job, you know. So, I force myself to these Christmas do's. But I literally hate it. Like, literally, it makes me so anxious. I feel sick. I never eat that much. I only order like a little small meal. I never order that much. don't really order dessert. I think once I ordered dessert, and as soon as it turned up, I was like, oh no, I shouldn't have ordered that. It's like huge bowl of blooming cake and ice cream, and I couldn't eat it. I had about like 4 spoonfuls or something. But yeah, I just sit there, I panic, I can't eat properly. I feel like I forget how to eat because I'm so nervous and panicking. Yeah, it's like I forget how to eat, and I'm just like I don't know what to do. And then I also get, when I'm anxious, like I feel like I can't swallow properly. Like I get so nervous that I actually feel like, I don't know, if I feel like I just can't swallow. Like I can't explain it. It's like a lump in the throat, and I just can't swallow properly. And obviously when I'm doing that and I can't swallow properly as I'm trying to eat and I'm nervous, I end up kind of like choking and sit there going coughing. Oh my god, it's horrible. So yeah, I think, what is the way forward for me? Will I ever be comfortable eating in front of people? Will I not? I mean, when I first met Nathan, luckily he was so understanding about it. Like he could have just run a mile, but I remember telling him like, it's really bad, I can't eat in front of people. And he was like, oh, don't be silly, you know. And I was like, no, honestly, I can't eat. Because he kept going on like, we should get takeaway or we should go out for a meal. And I was like, no, please, no, no. So this is true story. Like 2 things, weird things concerning food. Me and Nathan's early days of our relationship. Once my mum ordered us a pizza, and I literally had to eat it turned away from him, like back to back. So I was eating, but not in front of him, like he couldn't see. That was weird. And another time I actually cooked him a meal. We'd only been together like a few months, and I wanted to cook him a romantic meal, but I didn't want him to see me eat. So, oh my god, I actually had our dinner in the dark. It was like dinner in the dark. It weren't like candlelight romantic meal dark. It was like it was like blooming dark, okay, just dark. Just pure, that he couldn't even see where the food was. It was like, you know, I'm really sorry, but I can't really see where anything is on the plate. And I was like, oh, you'll find it. Looking back now, it's kind of funny, but kind of sad. Like this whole thing with the toilet eating thing. I don't eat toilets, by the way. But you know, eating in the toilet is kind of like, part of it makes me laugh because it's so freaking stupid and weird and disgusting, and it's in a toilet where people poo and people wee. But you know, the other part of me feels really upset for myself. Like I feel really sorry for myself because I don't know, I just feel really sad, and like, I don't know, am I just such a useless person that I have to eat in a toilet? So as I say, a bit of it's humour, like haha, I'm such a weirdo, haha, I make a joke of everything, so that's what I do in life. But the other half's like, shit, you know, this is actually a really serious thing, and it's kind of an underlining problem of, you know, something is wrong with me mentally that I don't want to eat in front of people. You know, and I know there's some people that don't enjoy eating in front of people, and they always get a bit awkward. And like my friend, she used to say she didn't like eating in front of people in case like bits of food got stuck in her teeth, or like she spilt food down or something like that, or she ate funny. Some people are paranoid that they look weird and funny when they eat. But it's not even that. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, if you were to pinpoint why, I would have to say the weight thing every time, because I do feel like people are looking at me that, you know, thinking, oh, what a fatty boom boom, eating all that. But then I also think, how can that be always the way? Because, say if it was just me and Nathan in a restaurant, you know, I eat in front of Nathan all the time. Like, I've got, finally I've met someone who I can eat in front of, and I can be confident and comfortable, and it's not even an issue. Like, we even laugh about it, you know. But, you know, if we were to sit like in a restaurant in a really quiet corner, you'd think I'd be okay because it's him. But I don't think I would either. I still wouldn't be comfortable because there's a waiter or a waitress. You know, there's people in the restaurant walking around, and I'd just be like, oh, what if someone saw me? So I still couldn't relax. God, it's really messed up, isn't it? Please tell me in the comments section, you know, if you have experienced anything like this, or if you know anyone, you know, that, you know, can't eat in front of people. Did you ever eat in a toilet? It's a weird question to ask. But have you ever ate in a toilet? Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of this video. It's been a bit of a weird confession video, but it's been a confession video nonetheless. So, yeah, I was going to say, please don't judge me, but that sounds a bit deep, doesn't it, really? Just for eating in a toilet. Please, don't judge me. I ate a cheese sandwich in a cubicle in a toilet. But yeah, please click like, please comment, please subscribe to my channel. Come follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and links to my social media are down below. Don't forget, go and check out my ASMR channel here on YouTube, Minxlaura123 ASMR. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Take care, love, peace and goodbye. I'm going to go and eat in a toilet now. Just grab my cheese sandwich. Bye.